Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I go by the name my channel is The Medical Mystery. I help with stroke survivors, stroke victims, and caregivers. I give advice to those who've been through strokes and other illnesses and help aiding them recover as I am recovering from my seventh major stroke. I've also got an inoperable brain tumor. I've had two heart attacks. I went through heart surgery while awake, which I did a video on that you can check out. But I'm kind of branching out and doing other videos. Um, some I just want to voice my opinion and thoughts on. It kind of aids in my recovery. I've been doing a lot of reading and research, and so I am just doing one, and you'll have to forgive me if I refer to my notes that I write down, because if I don't write things down, I can't do it all by memory because I've lost the majority of my short-term memory, and I can't possibly remember everything. Um, the subject I want to tackle is my thoughts and opinions on FEMA camps and martial law and a couple other topics like the guillotine, ammunition that's been purchased, and possible impending attack on the U.S. or something catastrophic happening. I will leave links below in the description to back up what I'm saying, but this is just my thoughts and opinions. Please feel free to leave your comments below. Again, this is just my thoughts and opinions. And if I do look down, I have notes that I need to refer to. I'm sorry I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the best technology. I'm just recovering from a stroke, and this is kind of therapeutic for me. Um, now, um, FEMA Camps and Martial Law. I decided to do it after I saw a video that the president made in one of his latest videos. And again, all the information, numbers, and videos I will be referring to will include a link at the bottom of the page for further verification. I think it's safe to say that unless you've been living under a rock the last few years, then none of this will seem real or make sense at all. Everybody knows there are FEMA camps all over the U.S., but their numbers are so secretive and it's all speculation. Nobody knows exactly how many there are. Some we know about, some we don't. There are rumored to be approximately 700 FEMA camps. That's the high end that I've heard. I've heard lower numbers, but I'm going to go by the high end number when using my calculations just to show this breakdown that I'm doing. Um, but nobody knows how many. Um, Nobody knows how many each one can hold, except for that one in Alaska. Everybody's familiar with the one in Alaska, and that one can hold 1 million people. So that leaves, we're going to go with 700, so that leaves 699 FEMA camps. Now everybody's in a panic about going to a FEMA camp. So I did a little bit of math to see how we stack up. First, I started with the prison system. This includes county jails, federal prisons, military prisons, immigration detention, youth facilities, state prisons, Indian country, civil commitment, and territorial prisons. Those totals come to just over 2.3 million people. Let's count the FEMA camps. We know Alaska holds 1 million, and let's say for argument's sake there is 700 camps, and we'll be generous and say that they can hold 20,000 people. And I've seen aerial views of some that don't look like they can house nowhere near that many, but we'll go way high end just to be on the safe side in case there are even more camps but hold less. Alright, that brings the total just in FEMA camps to 14,980,000 people. Now add the prison population of 2.3 million to that, and don't forget we have a U.S. population of 315 million people. If you add the FEMA camp total of 14,980,000 and 2.3 million people in jails and prison systems, that accounts for 5.49% of our entire population. That's a big if. That's if each one of those FEMA camps holds 20,000. So you're only looking at 5.49% of the population. I have seen some of the camps and they do not hold 20,000 people. I also don't know the number of camps, which is why I use the high number. That still leaves 297,610,000 unaccounted for U.S. citizens to roam free. So this big fear of the entire U.S. going into FEMA camps is impossible unless FEMA camps are showing up on street corners and in people's backyards. I mean, they would have to be visible where people could see them. They would have to be almost everywhere. If 700 camps holding 20,000 people plus the prison system only accounts for less than 5.5% of the population, how are they going to jam the rest of the population in the FEMA camps? We'll get to that later. I live in a small rural town of less than 1,400 people. We have so many jobs here, it is not even funny. And we don't have enough people to take them. There's 25 help wanted in the newspaper, help wanted ads, And we've had businesses actually close down because they can't find help. It's that bad. And this is a town of 1,400. People are looking for help. This is a vacation area, and it gets rather busy in the summer. And people are looking for people to work, and there's jobs to be had, and there's nobody applying. Um, most of these people are already dumbed down by the system. When I mentioned FEMA camps to them, and martial law, and an economic collapse, nobody has ever heard of it, which I find odd. I try to talk to them about it so they can prepare, and I get the same response. I'd rather live with my head under a rock and not know what's going on. I mean, that's ridiculous. Granted, we aren't a metropolis, but we all have internet, we all have YouTube, and everything is just a click away to the truth. But people here, they see the economy to them looks good because there's so many help wanted. People are looking for work. To them, the economy looks good. There's no problems. So they tend to look the other way. And that's not a good sign. Um, it amazes me how people would rather live for the day instead of preparing for the inevitable. I also wanted to clarify a misconception that I keep seeing on YouTube is that HARP does control the weather and has been for years, and the Air Force has even admitted it. I'll leave a link below. They can create drought, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, floods, tornadoes, rainfall, snowfall, just about anything you can imagine. And there's more than one HARP system in the world. And imagine if they all work in unison, what they can do together. That could explain an awful lot of weather disturbances, or if you're in an area experiencing unusual weather patterns, that's probably why. I found a list of government-ordered and issued ammunition that is on U.S. soil. One can only speculate that it is used against its own people here, and the detailed list has a link below. 400 million rounds of 40 caliber hollow point bullets issued on March 2012 for the Department of Homeland Security. April of 2012, 750 million rounds of .223 and other calibers for the DOHS. August 2012, 174,000 rounds of .357 hollow point for the Social Security. August 2012, 16,040 caliber hollow point for the National Weather Service. That makes no sense. August 2012, 33 million rounds of .223 caliber per year for 5 years, totaling 165 million rounds for the DOHS. September 2012, 176,600 rounds of .308, 168 grain hollow point HP match grade sniper ammo for the DHS Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and the last was for 25,000 rounds of .308 caliber blanks for the DHS. The DHS also has an open bid on March 2013 for 1.6 billion rounds of hollow point bullets. I'm sure everybody's heard of this and everybody knows about this, so this probably isn't, this is old news, but I will leave a link to the verification of it to clear it all up. One thing that probably nobody knows that I will include, it is forbidden by international law to use in a time of war. Hollow point bullets are forbidden to use in a time of war. So what are they for? The other 94.5% of the population? I have no idea. During the height of the Iraq War, the Army was expending less than 6 million rounds of ammo a month. That would mean there is enough ammo right now on U.S. soil to keep a war at its peak for over 20 years. And it's all sitting here in departments that don't need to be armed at all. Does the Social Security and National Weather Service really need hollow point ammo to use on its people? I understand the need to prepare for civil unrest, but if hollow point ammunition is a violation against the Articles of War and you can't use it against your enemy with it, then what are we? If you haven't been to her site, I urge you to check her out, Lisa Haven. She has uncovered classified military documents showing how to kill unarmed civilians. We are referred to as rats, sheep, and zombies in an attempt to desensitize our military from us as human beings. Now to get back on track, by estimates, the government can secure 5.49% of our population, and the fear of the militia comes in. We're all afraid of that. Our active military is 1.4 million. Our inactive is, our reserves are 1.1 million. That gives us a total of 2.5 million armed troops at its peak. We are currently involved with NATO and Poland, just by Russia, using 15,000 troops right now. And we have almost 150,000 troops stationed at bases overseas, not to mention the troops in Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Syria, and many places that we are unaware of. Our army cannot just simply withdraw from every country and come here and help with martial law. One thing I could not verify while doing research which is probably the biggest I can neither prove nor disprove, is the existence of the rumored 30,000 guillotines. Something like that is hard to hide. Um, there's no witnesses or pictures, so I can't say one way or the other on that. I would like to be able to have an answer myself, um, but without having any clear evidence, a paper trail, somebody sneaking in with a picture, I'm going to have to say that at this point it's got to be a rumor unless there is an actual picture. Having somebody say they saw it is not good enough. I can say I saw a UFO last night, and unless I can have a documented picture of it that's not been tampered with, um, that's evidence or a paper trail or something. Somebody's got to have seen it or taken pictures, so I can't prove or disprove it. The second thing, I was trying to get a total number of law enforcement officers in the country. Um, Figuring that we have 297 plus million people, if all the prisons and FEMA camps are full, I wanted to get some sort of number to see how they're going to control us all. It's a big country. Some towns are so small and spread out. It'd be hard to control everyone. The closest I found was back in 2013, and there were over 900,000, at that time, over 900,000 licensed, registered police officers, not just dispatchers or secretaries, actual officers carrying weapons in patrol cars. I'm sure that number is much higher now. Um, so it's safe to say it's probably well over a million. I've watched videos on military who will not go with any plans to um, turn on its own people. I've also seen many sheriff's departments band together from counties that will not go with this plan to disarm its citizens or turn on its own people. In fact, I saw one video, I wish I would have saved it, um, where the sheriff threatened to deputize all the citizens in his town. Now, granted, it's a small town, um, slightly larger than what I live in, but he threatened to deputize all the citizens there. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Um, I know there are a few good people in power, um, and I just hope when the time comes, they'll do the right thing. Even with every single member of our armed force and police force, there's still not enough to counterbalance 297 plus million people spread out all over the world. That's why I'm inclined to give my opinion on this subject, because of a video President made. He warned the people in the hurricane areas to prepare an emergency disaster kit, store extra food, which is ironic because not that long ago he did make it illegal to have more than 7 days worth of food, or you could be charged as a terrorist. And now he's telling them to stock extra food. and water. Um, but the part of the video that got my attention is when he said every American should have an emergency kit and extra food. If I don't live in a region that is susceptible to floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, or tornadoes, why do I need to prepare for a major event unless he knows of a major event that is coming to the U.S. and it will affect all U.S. citizens? Found that statement kind of odd. If you're out of the hurricane zone, why should every American prepare? Um, I do believe that everybody should prepare anyway. You should have an emergency readiness anyway. You never know when power lines go down or you're going to lose electricity, so it's always good to have. This is only my opinion, my thoughts on this. Um, I'm no way endorsing any books. I didn't write anything. I'm not trying to sell anything. I do believe, however, that everybody be prepared at all times. One thing to remember is you can go longer without food than you can without water. Water is a necessity. I will give you some advice and make a very awesome thing, which I'm not going to name names, but it's a cool thing that you can drink out of a puddle. Could be muddy, could be filthy or dirty, but it filters 99.9% of all bacteria, chemicals, whatever, and gives you clean, fresh drinking water. It's good for 1,000 liters or like I forget how many hundreds of gallons, but each straw or whatever it is good for one person for a year. So I would do some research and find one because water is going to be a necessity and you're definitely going to need that. Um, I think something definitely is going to happen. It's going to affect every citizen. It's going to affect everybody. Don't know what it is. Could be a false flag incident, but it will happen to America. Um, and who knows when it will be. It could be a diversion to cover up the impending economic collapse. Then martial law will be implemented. Um, but think too, if something catastrophic happens and the economy collapses, will the police work for free knowing that their lives are in imminent danger, like 100 times worse than it ever was before? Why would they want to risk their lives for working for free? Wouldn't they want to be with their family and loved ones? There are far too many unknowns. We don't know. This is all uncharted territory for us. All we can do is work together, set aside our differences, and show the government that no matter what they throw at us, we can remain united. And united is the key word. And the FEMA app that they want everyone to download, I'm against that. That's what a better way to track where you're at. What a better way to basically chip you without chipping you. It's like leading the chickens to the slaughterhouse. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, have a plan, stay strong. Um, Please subscribe to my channel as I continue to venture out into uncharted territory. I'm going to make all kinds of different videos, give different opinions on different subjects. I'm going to throw some funny stuff out there, some informational stuff, try to lighten things up a bit. I also want to keep people informed. Um, it's a great tool for me as I recover from all these strokes. As I do the best I can. Again, if you like it, please subscribe. Um, I know when SHTF happens, I won't have access to the necessary medication I need to survive, and I'm probably going to likely be one of the first that goes. So I'm going to do what I can here to prepare others, so that others can survive. Because I've got a magnitude of health issues that you wouldn't believe. And they're probably going to use food shortage as a way to lead people into the camps. And that's probably what the ammunition is for. If you can find a way to drink water, use water. Eat whatever you can. But food shortage, just look at Venezuela, what's going on. They'll use food shortage, promise you food, promise you water, clean showers, and don't think that mass genocide can't happen in our country. History has shown us one thing. It repeats itself. Just take a look at Iraq, Afghanistan, Romania, Russia, Poland, North Korea, Japan, China, Cambodia, Germany. That's just a partial list. All of those countries turned on their own citizens at some point in time in history and executed them by the millions. Not trying to scare anybody by any means, but I want everybody to be prepared. These are just my thoughts, my opinions. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how things are going to play out. Nobody does. There's probably only a handful of people that do. Just want everybody to be prepared. I'm giving you just my ideas and my opinions. Again, if you like my channel, please subscribe. I'm going to also lighten it up a bit now after making this one and throwing some humorous stuff, but I do want to target some serious issues, and I also want to help people out. Other victims of other illnesses get through, so if you've suffered any major illness, chances are I have had too, so let me know what you're dealing with, and maybe I can help you out with that. Anything I can do, I will do to my fellow man, and unlike the rest of the people, I don't charge for it. I'm not selling a book, and I'm not asking you to buy a pamphlet or buy anything. So, again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below, and I will see you on my next video, hopefully. Thanks. Bye.